isn't it weird too that like when you now, because there's so much attention on you, like you just shave your head or something and people
What
go
is
fucking
going
nuts,
on
right?
with you?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Like, who cares what you think about this?
Right.
Like, that's how I feel. Because I saw somebody. I saw someone the other day, like, and like people talk to you, they're like, oh, hey, Howard, I love you, I know you. And then you're like, okay, hi.
Yeah.
And they say shit to you that you're like, that's kind of, I mean, for you, it must happen, like, a lot. But for me, this woman was like, oh, I saw this woman on the street. On the street.
Right.
It's like, oh, your hair's back. Thank God, don't ever do that again. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
But wait a second, I'm trying to live my life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not do that?
Do you have fun changing your look? Because you
I
went
love it.
blonde, you
Oh,
did the whole
God.
thing.
When you look like you, it's fun. I can't do it. I'm paralyzed by my face.
I love it. You can do anything. It's great. And then I love how angry everybody gets.
Yeah, I was angry when you shaved your head.
It's stupid.
So when The Voice came on, all right, because today we're talking about The Voice. When The Voice, and by the way, The Voice is on Mondays at 8 p.m. and Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on NBC. When The Voice first came on, you didn't watch it. I'm talking about the first season. You couldn't watch it. When did you realize, oh my God, the show's a hit? Does someone from NBC call you and say, look, I know you're not into ratings, you're in the music world, but Jesus Christ, we have a hit on our hands?
Pretty much. And I remember being like, oh, cool. And then the whole thing we talk about, oh, it saved NBC. Like, I didn't know anything about that. I just knew, oh, it's doing well. Fantastic. Like,
Right.
oh, cool.
There wasn't even the sense of dread that the show might not work, right? Because you were kind of like not caught up in ratings. In a way, that's in a good place to be. You're probably a lot more aware of ratings now.
Now I'm like, get excited. I got the email. I'm like, all right, how do we do?
But do you ever worry that at some point, we know that with every show, eventually, the public burns out on it and they go on to the next new thing.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that? Do you worry about staying too long with the show? Like maybe go out on a high point?
I've kind of thought about that a lot, and I've obviously over this much time contemplated not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's one of those things that I have to kind of just feel. I have all these plans. Well, I can't do it for this long because then I'm going to be pigeonholed as that guy for the rest of my life. But I have a career in music that I love, and I do that. That's my primary thing, and this is a really fun kind of side gig.
So the big rumor is you're negotiating right now as we speak to do the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
So there's no truth to that whatsoever.
I would love there to be. I like the fact that we can talk about it because I think the band would be like thrilled to do it. As far as where the rumors came from, that had nothing to do with any real.
So when you see that on the internet that hey, Maroon 5, Adam Levine's going to be doing the Super Bowl, you're as shocked as we are because you're saying there's no shred of truth to you sitting down with
Nobody's
the NFL.
talked to anybody.
I know that we're like probably on a short list.
How do you know that?
I talked to my manager about it, and by the way, like we very actively want to play the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So your manager has
But,
said to you, you are on a short list of possible acts to do the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I believe that's the only. And by the way, like we had that conversation. We've been on a short list for a couple of years, and then talking about it. But there's been zero.
I'm not sure I'm right,
talking.
but the Super Bowl I think is going to be on Fox. Do you think that now Fox has a big input as to who gets picked to do the Super Bowl? Do you think they might be hesitant to pick you only because you're on a hit show on NBC?
And just so you know, it's on CBS.
Oh, it is? Okay, so CBS, same deal.
Same deal.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think they might play politics that way and say, no, this will only help Adam in The Voice?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't know what their motivations behind those decisions are, other than they probably want to get the best person for the job, I guess.
Talk to me about this song for a second, okay?
Yes.
You wrote this yourself, right?
I wrote this with Jesse Carmichael, our keyboard player, guitar player, and he wrote the chord progression, which I think is a really brilliant chord
I
progression.
love this chord progression.
And then I wrote the rest of it.
You wrote the...
I wrote the chorus
He came in with a
progression.
fun on.
He had this down, and it's funny because when he wrote this song, he was like, "Hey, check this out," and it was very different. I gave it like swing, so he started. It sounded more like Supertramp or something. It was very like clunky and like down. It was like didn't have that kind of swing to it. And
So he came up with that chord progression on guitar or piano? On piano.
Piano.
On
And
piano.
when you listen to those chords are brilliant, and I was blown away when I heard it.
And you said, hey, I can do something with this.
Well, and then I kind of came over it. Yeah, and then I sat with him and he played it, and I was at his house. I'll never forget it. And I just wrote all these words down, and my heart was broken. So I kind of was like, it was perfect timing.
Someone had broken up with you.
Someone dumped the shit out of me.
And that's what this song's about. Someone dumping you. You said, hey, this is what's on my mind. I'm going to write about this.
Yeah, I was just so broken by this person that it just all, you know how it all came out.
So-
And then that was it.
So the process